Amazing love. Welcome, Christ TV viewers, to the second segment of the program, Amazing Love. Indeed, love is not love until you give it away, but when you do give it away, it can have a huge impact. Before we went for the break, we were talking to Victor, and he was telling us how his life changed after his father passed away. You also told us, Victor, that because of the circumstances your mother found herself in, that she was taking care of 3 children on a small salary, you studied hard, you studied all the time. What was your ambition as you were studying? What did you want to become in life?
The main reason I was studying so hard was because I wanted to become a pilot. Because ever since I was young, I think I was 3 years or somewhere there, this desire grew in the inside of me because of my grandmother, who used to be a frequent flyer. She used to travel a lot. And amongst all the other people, we were the only family that could take her to the airport and stuff like that. So that frequent interaction with aircraft and the airport and what have you, I ended up saying to myself, hey, I want to fly this thing, you know. I want to fly this thing. I want to fly this thing. So ever since I was like 3 years or somewhere there, I said, you know what, I want to become a pilot. I want to become a pilot. And by the time I was like 5 years, I would know airlines and which country they are from, like Lufthansa is from Germany, this airline is from this country. It's at such a young age, I would know all that. So it grew in the inside of me that this other day, my dad, before he passed away, he took me to see the Concorde when it came here in Zimbabwe, British Airways Concorde, when it landed here in Zimbabwe. He took me there at the airport. We saw the Concorde, and one of the fine days back then, my grandmother took me for a flight. That was my first flight. I went to Victoria Falls, and that even made things worse. Because, you know, being inside of it, viewing the world from the top, everything is just so small. You know, it resonated through my entire being. You know how it is when something that you crave for, you are actually seeing, hey, okay, so this is how it is. And one of the other things was seeing pilots in their regalia, you know. You see them at the airport, you're looking at them there. They've got these other trolley cases, the flight attendants are behind. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to become these. They're so smartly dressed, shirts tucked in, everything is just speak and span, you know how it is. So it grew that desire inside of me that, guys, I think this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. So with that thought in mind, I started saying, there is no other thing I want to do besides doing this. So I studied hard at school.
But with the way your life was then, did you not think you were studying in vain?
Well, to be honest, I didn't see that I'm studying in vain. My passion was pushing me to just study. Back then, at that point in time, I didn't see the severity of the situation, you know. You just say, I want to become a pilot. I want to become a pilot. I want to become a pilot. So that was my desire back then. So that's what motivated me, I can say, to study that much.
And your family, your relatives, how did they take this desire vis-a-vis the situation that your family was in?
Well, when I was still at high school, you know, they were saying, these are just dreams, you know how it is. Dreams, you know, dreams. They didn't take it much into consideration that, but up until a certain point that I finished high school. But before that part, they were saying, it's just a dream. It's just a dream. It's just a dream.
So what happened when you finished high school now?
When I finished high school, that's when it all started happening now. Because the moment I finished high school, academically, my O-levels I passed. Then my A-levels, my A-levels I didn't pass. I failed. So now people started talking. From that point, that's when people started descending on me with their various opinions. Just saying, you know what, the mother is a civil servant. How can you become a pilot? You're just being too ambitious. And there's at a point in time that I recall very, very well. It's as clear as day. That one I remember it so clearly. I was at one of my relatives' house. And you are saying, you know what? I think there are various things that you can do. You failed school. You are still young, you know. I think you can do something else because the money that you want, being a pilot, I don't think your mom can afford it. Taking into consideration, being a pilot is not an easy task. So they were saying, no,
Were they giving you options, other options that you could take with your life?
Yeah, they were giving me other options, you know, exactly. They were saying, you know what, I think you can try to become, say, a lawyer. What do you think about becoming a lawyer, you know? And I'm there seated on the sofa and I'm thinking, becoming a lawyer, I don't even know what to do when I'm a lawyer because my mind was clouded with being a pilot. And I'm thinking, a lawyer, where is that coming from? So at that point, I still remember that they said, become a lawyer, we'll pay the fees for you, you know. And I'm thinking, okay, fine, me, I want to become a pilot. Why not just convert that money that you want to pay for me to redo my A-levels and just pay for my flying? And it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. One of the days, I was like, I think I need to give my life to Christ here, you know. So I went to my former church, then I gave my life to Christ. Then, to be honest, the reason I came to meet with the prophet and the prophetess of God is not because of the word or anything. The thing that drew me to them was the jokes that Prophet Makandiwa used to crack when he's preaching. To be honest, that's the honest reason I came to UFI. Because my mom was going to Hebron Assembly, you know, and she would buy loads of DVDs like this. So me, I wasn't going to Prophet Makandiwa's church back then. I was going to my own church. Then I would listen to like 4 DVDs in a row, just listening to the jokes, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less, not the words.
You were just waiting for the part where you would crack a joke in between the sermon.
Then I would laugh my lungs out. That's the only thing that I would want. So it so happened that one day, my mom was like, come to our church. I was like, no, I don't want to come. Come to our church. No, I don't want to come. Because to be honest, I didn't want to be invited. That part I didn't want. Vicky, come to our church. Like, no. Me, I'm going to my church. Vicky, come to our church. Then one day she was like, Vicky, let's go see the man of God. I was like, that's a non-starter now. I didn't want to come to church. Now you're telling me to go see the man of God. Then she was like, please, let's just go. I was like, okay, fine, let's go. Then I went. To be honest, the presence of the man of God is just something. I got there, and all of a sudden, I felt hope. The moment I just arrived at that part, I felt hope, and I felt like I could just say anything here. So it so happened, the man of God, he said, okay, fine, what's the story? Then I told him, this is the story. Me, I want to become a pilot. My mother is a civil servant. There is no way she can get money for me to become a pilot, because here, just flying for 1 hour, you need $275 for an hour. And to become a fully fledged pilot, you need the minimum of 150 to 250 hours. So we're looking at like an eye-watering $65,000.
Wow.
For one to become a pilot.
That's a huge amount of money.
And considering my mom is a civil servant, it didn't tarry at all. And I was crying in tears, like, man of God, my mom is a civil servant. She can't afford to take me to school. I want to become a pilot. I told him everything.
And what was his reaction?
Then the man of God, you know, is just composed. And I was like, man of God, didn't you maybe hear what I said here? I said 65,000 here. It's a lot of money. And, you know, he's just relaxed. He say, don't worry. It will happen. I was like, really? Isn't there maybe... Aren't you going to maybe lay your hands on me for like 2 hours? Or, you know, talk to me for like an hour or something like that? Because I saw the magnitude of the amount.
It was a mountain to you.
A mountain to me, a huge mountain. Then the man of God is just seated on the couch like this and just saying, you know what, don't worry, it will happen. I was like, okay. Then I went, and their relatives, they kept on firing questions at me, firing whatever their views at me. They were like, he's just seated at home, he's not doing anything, this and that.
That was after the prophetic word?
Yeah, after the prophetic word. They still started to bombard me with those views and everything, keeping them coming and everything. One day, I remember as well, the man of God spoke to me and he's like, that's the area that God has given you.
He confirmed your desire.
Yeah, he confirmed and he said, that area, that's the area that God has given you. And I told him as well that I don't know where to get the money from. Then he said, most people will not help you because God doesn't want to share his glory with anyone.
Let's just take a short break. I know, viewers, now you want to know what happened to the big mountain that was facing this young man after the prophetic word. Stay with us for another segment.
Amazing love.